What is your name and your Hebrew name?
My Hebrew name is Chaim, and my name is Hyman Adelman.
Were you named after anyone?
I was probably named after some grandfather, but my grandfathers I don't remember because they were over in Europe. When my father and mother came over, they came over to Ellis Island, and I was the baby of the family. Out of 7 of us, I was the baby.
Where and when were you born?
I was born March the 12th, 1921.
Where were you born?
I was born in Yankton Hospital.
Where was your mother from?
My mother was from Russia.
Where was your father from?
He was from Russia.
How did they get to the United States and when?
Well, they come over on the boat, and they came to Ellis Island, as far as I know, and from there, I think they met on the boat, and then from Ellis Island they ended up in Altoona somehow. I don't remember that. I was a baby, and I didn't get all the information on it.
What was your father's occupation?
My father, what they called at that time was, whenever they come over, they didn't have much to do. They became what they called peddlers. They went around and sold stuff.
What was your occupation?
My occupation, I worked for the Consolidated Home Furnishing Company after I got out of high school. Then I was drafted into the Army. When I came back from the Army, I went to work in the railroad.
Did your family practice Judaism?
Yes.
What synagogue did you belong to?
I belonged to the Orthodox little shul on 13th Avenue and 18th Street.
Were you bar mitzvah?
Well, I'll tell you, I really wasn't bar mitzvah. I learned all my Jewish from my father.
Have you seen changes in the synagogue?
Yes, I have. There's a lot of changes in the synagogue. And when we first belonged to the little shul down on 13th Avenue, it was all Orthodox. And then afterwards, whenever they closed the little shul, everybody moved up to the synagogue here, and we all became conservative.
Do you see any differences between the synagogue on 13th Avenue and the synagogue?
Oh yeah, it's altogether different. Everything Orthodox, everything had to be. No woman was allowed, and we come over here, and your woman was allowed to go up to the bima. And
tell me about your religious education.
All my religious education came from my father. First, I went to the little shul. I went to Hebrew school there, and it's hard to tell you what happened, but my father, we didn't, at that time it was during the Depression, and we didn't have any money, and you couldn't afford to pay the shul dues or anything like that. He just didn't have the money.
What was your favorite Jewish holiday and why?
My always favorite Jewish holiday was Yom Kippur.
Were any of the rabbis your favorites?
Well, I liked Rabbi, was it Goldberg? I thought he was one of the best rabbis we ever had here.
Were any of the rabbis your least favorite?
I'm not everything. Listen, the rabbi's a rabbi.
When did you marry, and how many? How many kids did you have?
We got married. I got married in 1942. I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the Army, and we had 3 children.
Did you join the military?
I was drafted.
What year and how long were you there?
I went in 1942, and I was there till 45
Where were you stationed?
in India.
Go ahead.
What?
What was your job?
At first I was a mechanic, and then I became a crew chief on an airplane.
Which war did you participate in?
World War II.
Were you able to follow Jewish traditions when you served in the military?
We had a Jewish chaplain, and there was a Catholic chaplain, and there was a Protestant chaplain. And what they did, we had a place where when they had the Catholics, they would have the Catholic put up. When the Jewish come, they put a Jewish one up, and whenever the Protestant come up, they put a Protestant come up. It just depends who the chaplain was.
After war, did you return to Altoona?
Yes.
Were you a member of the Jewish Center?
Yes.
What sports did you play?
I played basketball,
Who
softball, and baseball.
was on the team?
Yeah, you gotta be kidding. Well, there was I can't be trying to remember who all the players was. There was Harry Weiselberg. There was Mo Anikel he was the timekeeper, and he was always with us all the time. Every time he went away, Mo went with us, but he didn't play. And there was Harold Brandy, the eye doctor. And there was what Goldberg was one of the Goldbergs played, and Stan Lowndes. It was I can't remember all of them now, but we were the first team that we ever had was the AZA. We was the first members of the AZA.
Did your neighborhood have a name?
Did what?
Did your neighborhood have a name?
My neighborhood.
Yeah, your neighborhood that you lived in.
Well, we used to call us a Jew. We used to what do you call it, Juville.
Why did you call it that?
Because that's where most all the Jews and all who lived up on top of the hill up in the 14th Avenue, 15th Avenue.
Did you ever have to defend your religion?
Oh, I had a couple times I had to defend myself on account of my religion. Yes.
When I see you at services, I see you have a talit and a tefillin.
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 I have tefillin, but I haven't used it since I was on dialysis. They put a thing on my arm here, and when I was taking dialysis, they would in my arm, so I quit using the tefillin on there. But it's in there. I have it. It's over here in the shul.
Were they special gifts to you?
Were they special what?
Were they a special gift to you?
Yes, it was from my father.